The Wizard of Oz is a story of a young girl who wishes to escape her current life and live her dream life she knows is out there, somewhere over the rainbow. The story highlights 4 areas which we feel are crucial to building an Arbonne business: mind, heart, courage, and belief. So please come with us on a journey along the yellow brick road. All Dorothy needs to do is follow the yellow brick road to the Emerald City, and from there, her wishes will come true. When we start our business, we follow a system to reach our own Emerald City, aka our Mercedes, Maui, and our dream life. Let me take you back to August 2014. Tragic! Yes, that tragedy is me. This girl had no self-confidence, no self-worth, and cried at the sight of rain. Not exactly VP material. My best friend, ERVP Georgia Dixon, sat me down and gave me a firm talking to. She explained if I didn't change something, I'd have no friends. There I was at rock bottom with no other options. So I got my Arbonne ID and decided to follow the yellow brick road, knowing that I needed to commit to changing parts of myself in order to get to my Emerald City. In my first week, my priority was to get a team. So who better to turn to than my family? Perfect! I was royally shot down. Mum was the busiest person on the planet. Saar was happy to try the products on her kids, but not on herself. And Nat tried to prove the business was illegal. And yet, here they are. Woo! I am so buzzing that these 3 eventually saw the vision of what this business could offer, and I am so proud to have watched them grow into the most amazing leaders. Standing on this stage, by far, is one of my best moments. I am here today full of self-worth and confidence. I am no longer a Debbie Downer, except, oh yeah, we can clap for that. Woo! Except every now and then, I'm only human. So what happened between then and now? I followed a system. I followed the yellow brick road and fully embraced personal development. Even though reading was my arch nemesis and my fave saying was, I just can't read. That girl had read 1 book and it took 4 years. That book was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. But I was told to be successful in this business, I had to take all the steps along the yellow brick road. Arbonne all starts and ends in the mind. You have to start by working on yourself. The first companion that Dorothy meets is the Scarecrow, who thinks he has no brain. For those of you who don't know the story, he realizes at the end he always had a brain. He just didn't know how to use it. And maybe he was telling himself a bit of a BS story. Many of us are like the Scarecrow when we first come into Arbonne. We don't know the amazing things our minds are capable of. And we definitely don't know how to control our crazy psycho chimps. Mine's called Susan, by the way.
Charlie.
Erica. Vanessa.
We all have them. This is why we do personal development. I made a plan to read a book a month, listen to an audio a day, attend every training, and learn to put Susan firmly back in her box. There were days when I struggled and veered off the path of daily disciplines, sometimes wondering, will I ever get to my Emerald City? But day by day, audio by audio, pep talk by pep talk, my mindset started to change. And after 6 months, I promoted to area manager. Thanks. There were so many books that helped me at the beginning, but Attitude is Everything by Jeff Keller was a total game changer.
Just before Jess promoted to area, I started my own Arbonne business. I was the mum who had refused to stay in the room during both of Jess's launches, only popping in to serve tea and cake. And by people, I mean ENVP Yvonne Dixon and ERVP Georgia Dixon, who were the only two people who came to both of her launches. As you can probably imagine, unlike Jess, who I birthed and raised, I was absolutely fine. I didn't need personal development. I was 56, a wife, a grandma, and a mum to these three beauties. Plus, I had worked in the music industry for over 35 years with the likes of Queen and Take That. I did not need personal development. Or did I? Let my hindsight be your foresight. Not doing any personal development when I started my business meant I didn't sponsor anyone for 6 months. So, if you haven't yet fully embraced this and you're serious about your business, please don't waste time. You'll end up realizing the hard way that you won't get to where you want to be without it. Feeding your mind every day is a vital component of success. Our development lesson, perfectly put by Brian Tracy, is personal development is a major time saver. The better you become, the less time it takes you to achieve your goals.
It took me a further 6 months after these two to even entertain joining Arbonne. At the time, I was a new mummy and a very stressed out primary school teacher. Why didn't I see it? Because I thought I knew better. And I decided to take the advice of my much wiser older sister. After all, she is a lawyer. After running out of excuses and being won over by a Pom Fizz on Boxing Day, the younger sister became the wiser sister. It may also have helped that Jess had built to area in this time and mum to district, and I had changed nothing. If anything, I was more stressed and more tired. So I got my Arbonne ID and ventured into what seemed like Munchkin land on one condition: don't tell Natalie. This was the beginning of my journey on the yellow brick road. Having never failed at anything before in my life, I thought this was going to be easy. I was tested very early on. At my first launch, when my close friend proceeded to slate every single product that she touched, and even tried to sell everyone else on her own homemade concoction for the face. A hilarious blend of cooking ingredients, including olive oil. 2 weeks later, Saw told me she had gone across to what we at the time called the dark side. My response: oh God, not you as well. I can't handle any more Arbonne chats. I'm going to have to leave the family WhatsApp. Another 3 months passed, and I realized there was no escape from the Arbonne chats. And I had also resigned myself to the fact that I had not found any other income opportunity that would allow me to be flexible and work around my toddler and newborn. The final straw was a stern word from Dad. Where are you, Dad? I don't know. You're there. Yeah, you are. Hi, Dad. For those of you who know our dad, Bernard, affectionately known to some here as Colin, he is cute, quiet, and supportive. Stern words are unusual from him, so when you're on the receiving end of them, you don't mess around. I very begrudgingly put one toe onto the yellow brick road, but I made it very clear, among the many things I was not willing to do in this business, I wouldn't be going to social events because I wasn't interested in making any friends. I had plenty of friends, and I didn't need to make any more. I planned to come in, quickly make money, and promptly get out. I mean, hilarious. So even though I promoted to district quite quickly through preferred clients, it took me over 2 years to get to area because, like the Tin Man, who Dorothy meets next on her journey, I wasn't ready to tap into the heart. I remember when Sarah and I went to our first AAC, one of the speakers asked everyone to get up and dance it out. Sarah and I were mortified. We stayed firmly in our seats, watching through rolled eyes, while everyone else, these giddy munchkins, actually did this. We couldn't understand why everyone was so happy and passionate. What it took me a while to realize was that I needed to embrace the munchkins. In fact, I needed to become a munchkin, a happy, joyful soul who radiates positivity and loves life. So out of my comfort zone. But I have never quit at anything. So, with determination, I walked down the yellow brick road. I attended more events. I devoured personal development books. I spent time with some amazing munchkins and began to embrace the joy. When you have friends who lift you up and inspire you, you can't help but absorb the positive energy. And when you do, your life begins to change. Woo! Woo! The culture in Arbonne is one side of the heart in our story. It is unique and special. The friendships, the fun, the encouragement, and the belief from our uplines and sidelines and downlines propel us along the yellow brick road.
Activity is the other side to the heart in our story. Sometimes we feel stuck like the Tin Man and unable to move, but we're never really stuck. All we need is a bit of CPR and encouragement from the munchkins around us. Activity pumps life into our businesses, creating a steady beat. We can read all the books, listen to all the audios, and organize our products. But without the heart of our business, we will never reach the Emerald City. It takes work to get to the Emerald City. And everyone's city is different. Everyone's journey is different. But everyone must follow the yellow brick road. No matter how hard you click those heels, there are no shortcuts. So what does activity look like? It's communicating with people about the business or the products. We can walk, jog, or run along the yellow brick road. The more people we talk to, the faster we move. It's a numbers game, and it's very easy to think that we're doing a lot of activity. I have definitely been guilty of this. After a few months of thinking I was super busy and the Mercedes cash bonus was on the way, I decided to track my activity and realized I hadn't done nearly as much as I'd thought. It turns out thinking about Arbonne and doing Arbonne are not the same thing. So we asked some of the UK top income earners what their personal activity has looked like over the last decade. And on average, these are the numbers that they have done of personal presentations. Sharing these numbers really helped us to get some perspective. Are you close to this number of personal presentations? We know we aren't, so we will keep following the yellow brick road. Our heart lessons are embrace the culture and keep consistent with your personal activity.
When most people would be thinking of retiring, here I was starting a business. A lot of people had opinions on what I was doing. Let's just say they weren't always so positive. I was afraid and needed courage, just like the lion who is the third companion Dorothy meets along the yellow brick road. Many of you sitting here today may also feel afraid when tackling certain aspects of our business, whether it's speaking in public, reaching out to friends, speaking to strangers, or sponsoring someone and helping them succeed. So how do you build your courage? You master your fear. It's a discipline, just like anything else. If you do something every day that makes you feel uncomfortable, eventually it will become comfortable. Don't wait to learn more, and don't wait for the feelings to pass. Do it anyway. It's scientifically proven that fear and excitement produce the same physiological response. So take Mel Robbins' advice the next time you feel the fear and tell yourself, I'm excited, not I'm afraid. Think of the courage you needed to say yes to Arbonne, and the courage needed to be at this event. Many of us have left family at home, may have travelled by ourselves, or had friends question why we would make the time or spend the money on this weekend. That, lovely munchkins, takes courage. Our courage lesson is, you can choose courage, you can choose comfort, but you cannot choose both.
Unfortunately, munchkins are not the only people we will meet along the yellow brick road. There are witches, evil flying monkeys, and perhaps even a tornado. These obstacles can be life in general, or the dream stealers, known in our team as Neg Nellies. They try to divert us off the path to the Emerald City with their opinions, their Googling, and their knowledge on these things. My advice to you all is don't take advice from someone who has not achieved what you plan to. Woo! We all have these people in our lives who will try to bring us down to the level of mediocrity. And for some of us, they are the people closest to us. You heard how these three reacted at the beginning. This is certainly a challenge, and one that have many, this is certainly a challenge, but one that many have successfully overcome. So we want you to know that you can too. It all starts with belief. Belief in the products, belief in the profession, belief in Arbonne, and of course, belief in yourself. So how do you build these areas of belief?
With the products, it's pretty straightforward. If you use them, you will love them, and therefore be able to share them with authenticity. If the person next to you asked to see in your bag, would everything in it be Arbonne? Would you be nervously throwing out the contraband or proudly displaying the contents? We are not only independent consultants building businesses, but also brand ambassadors, so our role is to use the brand. Thanks to the amazing formulation team, our product lines expand, and they will change, but we must believe that Arbonne are doing exactly what is best for us. A good demonstration of this is when the RE9 was reformulated a couple of years ago. I ran with this exciting new product line, and my business went area. I had a consultant, on the other hand, who decided to quit because she had recently purchased the old RE9 and, in her words, felt let down by the new formulations. These innovations are what make us as a company stand out. You can choose to run with them, or you can run away. So out of 10, rate your belief in our products. Until it's a 10, you know you've not used them enough.
With the industry, it's about getting educated. Many of us are unfamiliar with network marketing when we start our businesses, and it is our responsibility to understand all the information, the stats, the myths, and the legends. We should learn about our profession from reliable sources like the DSA and internal information that we get at events like this, rather than listening to the negative opinions from the people on the internet and your prospect's cousin's sister's friend who once did Arbonne and didn't make it work. Knowledge is confidence. So if you get that squirmy feeling when someone gives you an industry objection that you aren't sure how to confidently respond to, then your belief in this area could use some work. Browse the DSA website, watch Eric Worre's $1 Million interviews, read Beach Money, Dare to Dream, Work to Win, and the Flip-Flop CEO. Understand that much of the information you will find on our industry is based on opinion. So it is our job to continue to tip the scales in favor of the positive by sharing our upline successes while we are creating our own. We can start to change the misunderstood beliefs out there one person at a time. So out of 10, rate your belief in network marketing. And until it's a 10, keep on sharing and keep on learning.
With Arbonne, it's about seeing the bigger picture and understanding why we as a company stand out. Arbonne is unique in its ethical standards. We don't make money on recruitment, and there is no cap on our earnings. Please stand up if this is your first corporate event. Woo! Amazing. Absolutely fantastic. Well done for being here. Now, still standing, look at everyone who is still sitting. Are they the ones that have gone on and on and on about you being at this event since the day you started your business? You can sit down now. There is a reason for this repetition. It is so that you can see what an incredible company we are. Hearing from the corporate team, including our amazing CEO, Jean-David, about the vision for Arbonne, leaders from across the globe, and our guest speaker, Mel Wells. Woo, woo. And if that's not enough, we got a new bag. Fabulous, by the way. The organisation and efficiency of the event, from the trainings to the Emerald Ball, need to be experienced firsthand to understand why we are all so proud to be aligned with Arbonne. Events are a huge part of building our belief. We can also do this by reading Eye on Arbonnes, attending presentations, discover Arbonnes, and plugging into our weekly trainings. Out of 10, rate your belief in Arbonne as a company. If you're not already there, you should get pretty close to a 10 by the end of today.
And finally, the most challenging one, belief in yourself. Research into the field of neuroplasticity shows that 95% of our brain is subconscious. The subconscious mind is a database for everything which is not in our conscious mind. It stores our beliefs, previous experiences, memories, and skills. Everything that we have seen, done, or thought is also in there. The brain doesn't actually know the difference between what is real and what is not. It only knows what we choose to tell it. Through the repetition of positive self-talk and affirmations, we can delete every negative belief we currently have and replace them with new positive ones. How epic is that? You may have just rolled your eyes as you don't believe in this woohoo affirmation nonsense, or you have no idea what I'm on about. Simply put, an affirmation is a statement we tell ourselves. Every thought you have is an affirmation, even if you don't realize it. Every day for 2 years, I said to myself, I am enough, and I like myself. And yes, at first, they made me cringe, but But seeing as I now like myself and know I'm enough, they clearly work. Woo! Like Dorothy, I had the power all along. I just had to realize it. Out of 10, rate your belief in yourself. If this number is lower than a 5, you have some serious work to do. But please know, if I can go from a 1 to a 10, you can too. Our belief lessons are: use the products, research into our profession, attend everything, and watch your thoughts. They will become your reality.
And so, lovely munchkins, we have given you some guidance on what we believe will take you to your emerald cities. Grow your minds, fill your hearts with joy, do activity, be brave, and build your belief. And don't forget to keep swatting away those flying monkeys. Enjoy your journey along the yellow brick road. Thank you, and have an incredible day.